Notah, is that okay? You're not on a cell, are you? You're on a landline? I don't want you to have your press credential removed here.
No, I'm not going to get removed from the ground here. I'm hiding underneath a bush near Amen Corner.
Are you really? Are you?
No, I'm not. I'm
okay.
not.
That would have been amazing.
I mean, wow. I would tell you that you need to have
that. Would be aggressive.
Okay. Do you have a golf voice, Notah?
I don't. Yes, I do actually.
Okay. Well, can I hear it? I mean, can you give me an idea of?
We're standing here. He's got 183 yards left. A little bit wind in his face. Ball above his feet. Ball's going to work a little right to left. Oh, there he hit it. A little off on the skinny side. Oh, in the bunker.
There you go. Very good. Notah Begay the third, everybody from the Golf Channel calling in. So I guess is this to be expected? What we're seeing from Hoffman? I mean, what an incredible round he had yesterday, Notah.
Yeah. It was an incredible round. I mean, it's one of those rounds where the guy comes into the locker room and the players are like, wow, what course did you play? Because the course that I played just went out and kicked me in the teeth. And the course that you played yielded 9 birdies. And everybody knew it was going to be hard today. It's equally as tough with regard to the conditions and the wind and whatnot. And I just think you're seeing a little correction, and there's no shame in him if he gets it in at 1 or 2 or 3 over par. He's still going to be right on the lead, and no need to panic. He's just going to have to get the rest of the work done on the weekend. Right.
So who else do you think? I mean, Sergio is obviously having a really good day right now. Who else do you think is well positioned to put the green jacket on by Sunday, Notah?
Well, I think you have to look at that group that finished the day yesterday in that 1 under bunch. That would be Mickelson, Justin Rose, players at even par like Rory McIlroy, who got off to somewhat of a slow start bogeying the first hole. But I think Rose, out of the guys in that 1 under category, probably has the best position. He made a little bit of adjustment in his iron play and his setup and is seeing it pay off for him. And he has the temperament to win the Masters. He's a gold medalist, and certainly wouldn't surprise me if he hung in there and posted a good round today.
Okay. And so Dustin Johnson trying his best. Why do you think it took all the way to the first tee box for him to make the decision that he wasn't going to play?
Mostly because you never want to admit that you can't start the Masters. And I think that for any athlete, this is the pinnacle of what we do. It's the first major of the year. These guys have been looking forward to it for the last 7 or 8 months. And wasn't quite sure how the mobility issues were going to factor into his warm-up. It didn't help that it was cold, and it was cold today a little bit as well. So I think it was just an 11th hour. It's like we're talking about the NFL now. It was a game-time decision, and he just didn't feel like he could go out there and put up a good fight.
Well, in terms of the NFL, I mean, you do hear sometimes from the colleagues within the locker room sometimes that a lot of athletes shouldn't be talking about their injuries. They should either put up or shut up. And even Gary Player said something about that, about Dustin Johnson. Is that fair or foul, Notah?
I don't necessarily think that's fair. I mean, we are in an era now where we want the athletes to be more open and share what they're really thinking with us. We get a little tired when athletes speak in cliches all the time and don't really kind of give us an idea of what they're really thinking. And then when someone does, I think it's great. I think he was very honest yesterday and sort of the uncertainty surrounding whether or not he was going to start. And Dustin's not the kind of guy that is going to walk off because of a little bump or a bruise. He had to have definitely felt something that was impinging or possibly going to maybe develop into something a little bit worse.
Well, how's Tiger doing, Notah?
Tiger's doing well. I mean, I think if there was another 2 weeks and he could have gotten maybe one start in before the Masters, it would have been a different story. I mean, he had started practicing and hitting balls and going through his normal routines, albeit a little bit shorter sessions. But this wasn't the type of event that you could just show up at, especially with what it turned out to be. I mean, some of the toughest scoring conditions that we've seen in the last 20 years. I mean, it was the second highest scoring average since 2007 yesterday, and it looks like it's going to be about the same today. So Probably wouldn't have been the best place for Tiger to start the year out after this most recent setback. And I think we should probably look, maybe something just after the Players' Championship.
So after the Players' Championship, you don't think the U.S. Open is a possibility here?
Oh, it's a definite possibility. That's probably the event that's circled on his calendar.
Right.
But he's got to at least get one or two starts in before that just to see where his body, where his game's at, and if he can hit the shots that he wants to hit.
Well, what sort of Tiger do you think we'd get close to the woods that we've come to expect, Notah?
I think it's going to be a Tiger that we saw at the Hero World Challenge, a Tiger that still has the ability to go out and make as many birdies as players in the rest of the field, but that can't really overpower a golf course like a Dustin Johnson or a Brooks Koepka or a Rory McIlroy, which certainly doesn't mean that he doesn't have any power. His club head speed is still in the 118 to 120 miles per hour, which is plenty for the modern game, but he's not going to reach that 125 plus that some of these guys can dig down and hit. So he's going to have to be more methodical and work his way around certain courses and just realize that where par might be 70 for him on most courses, it's not going to be the 68 that he was used to for the better part of 2 decades.
Do you think he'd want to be part of the paparazzi, pull sort of like what Tony Romo just did? What do you think?
I don't think that would be the worst thing in the world at some point if you were to just kind of say, hey, this is a different direction that I want to take. We certainly would love to have him at NBC Golf Channel.
Well, I'm sure you'd have the inside track to sort of maybe kick the tires.
It'd be like our old college days again, traveling around together, calling golf. Instead of playing in tournaments, we'd be calling them. It'd be fun.
Right. So if you had to choose right now, Notah, the green jacket wearer on Sunday, as we are currently sitting here in the middle of the early parts of round 2, who would it be? You have to call your shot.
I want to go with Justin Rose right now.
Justin Rose.
Justin Rose.
Okay. Where's Justin Rose on the leaderboard right now, Brockman? Where is he on the leaderboard right now? He's not out there just yet.
Right. He's just ready to get going here.
Okay, he's ready to get going.
He's at 1 under.
He's still at 1 under.
He's a lot closer to the lead right now than he was last night. So he's already gotten some work done without even hitting a golf shot yet, Rich.
So if you look at Hoffman, what do you can you just, before I let you go, just describe for the listeners and viewers what goes through the head of somebody when it looks so easy one day and then the next not so much? How does that translate?
Well, I would translate this. I could put a ball on the front of every green at Augusta, and I would challenge anyone, professional or non-professional, to get through 18 holes with 18 two-putts. That's how hard these green complexes is. And you start adding in full shots and the different hazards that make up the Augusta National layout, and you've got one of the most challenging tracks in major championship rotation every year. And you couple that with just the history and the tradition and all of the different types of memories, both good and bad, the disasters that have befallen players of the past, and then the great shots that we've seen players pull off to win the Masters. It's a tough place to go out as a newcomer or someone that hasn't had any prior major championship success and win the tournament.
Well, Charlie Hoffman just fell out of the lead while we were talking, Notah. He's 4 over on the day now, 1 behind Sergio, who's making the turn. Yeah,
so now the pressure switches off from Charlie. Now the focus goes on to Sergio. And now we start talking about he has the second most starts next to Lee Westwood without winning a major championship. So there and again, there's always a storyline related to players that have yet to win a major.
Notah, thanks for the time. I appreciate it. You can get out behind that azalea, behind the bush there by 12. But thanks, Notah. I appreciate it.
Okay, you guys have a great weekend.
You got that's Notah Begay III at Notah Begay 3 on Twitter.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.